One day I decided to browse for a good Isekai manga, but I stumbled upon a Manhwa Instead. So it's called The Great Immortal and are currently one of the hottest things out there. So I got a bit curious about it and decided to check the comment. But it's not like what I was expecting from one of the hottest manhwas out there. Seriously? People are hating something that has a 4-star review? I mean, how could that be? People gotta be salty. I mean, what could go wrong other than the MC claims of being better than Thanos? Screw the haters, they're not stopping me from reading it. And so I began my journey in the story. The Great Immortal is a story about the reincarnation of Lee Tai Swan, who are basically Thanos in his previous life, but unfortunately were defeated by a band of Chinese Avengers wannabe. Lee Tai Swan were then reborn back in time when he was still 20 years old and were a mere mortal in Chuzhou, China. Unexpectedly, the so-called Thanos were not doing so hard back when he was a mortal, as he recalled back his painful past memory of being used and treated like a trash can by the people that he once knew on Earth. And so, Lee Tai Swan made an oath to not repeat the same mistakes as he did and redeem the humiliation that he suffers from his past life by becoming the greatest cultivator ever existed. Honestly, the plot seems great and all in the beginning, but that doesn't last for so long. I wish it does. Okay, Merce, you said that it has a good starting, but now you say that it doesn't last long. What exactly could be wrong about it? What could go wrong of something as good as this? Well, first of all, it's a cultivation kind of manhwa. I guess that should be the main kind of plot thing, but the cultivation aspect of the story is barely existing. The progress to the top cultivation stage feels bland and boring. It's nothing but a forever looping bitch-slapping manhwa with some cultivation and revenge plot sprinkled on top. Basically, it's just about the MC going around bitch-slapping people to recover his Chinese family honor by showing who's the big boss in Chinatown. He doesn't even have to cultivate, in fact, because he's a fucking Thanos and 100 times better at that. What else do you need? You're the top of the world already right from the get-go. But of course, even for Thanos, there's always an obstacle. And it's probably one of the hardest try I've ever seen in manhwa. I wanna know what that is? And that is, my friend, to survive in the flag sing contest. Yeah, man, Lee Tai Swan, a fucking mad lad. He did it. He managed to beat the flag tip fucking challenge. Oh my god, very remarkable indeed. Now, if there's an award for the best flags in manhwa, then this one takes the cake. You know the kind of cliche of Chinese manhwa where people go around and be like, hey, you're poor, I'm looking down at you and treating you like shit and madly disrespecting you. And the MC will be like, oh, but I'm not poor. I used to be, but now I'm fucking Thanos. And you know what? I have a gift for you. It's a fucking bitch slap. And one bitch slap is not enough to shut that arrogant prick. He will give you them all, which is very oddly satisfying. And the good thing about that is that this manhwa is completely focusing on that kind of cliche, and they were able to pull this kind of thing quite nicely. And you know what, I guess that's probably one of the best thing about this manga, because before I even knew it, I had already read 200 plus chapter. You can't argue that that is definitely a big brain move there by the author. Yeah, 10 out of 10. I didn't even like it, but I keep reading it. He got it, everybody, how to make a shit manhwa, but get people to keep reading it. Brilliant, definitely. A truly brilliant author. Gotta give it to him. But hey, who give a shit about all of that, yeah? It has good art and beautiful ladies. And as a bonus, a freaking Isekai Harem manhwa. Well, I guess it's true that the manhwa has the harem tag, but the MC apparently have erectile dysfunction and are trying real hard to hide it. So there were never any development to begin with, as there's never any cure for that kind of disease. But hey, it's okay. They still remain as a fangirl and will show up once every 80 chapter before magically disappear again for no other reason, because they're fucking irrelevant. So yeah, in a nutshell, this manhwa is meh. but it keeps you hooked, not because of the story, but because of the people inside it. They're very colorful characters that are nothing more but a purely idiotic Korean in real life, or even worse, I guess. What's worse than a Korean character in The Great Immortal? But yeah, that's what I really like about this manhwa. The fact that I cannot slap a Korean in real life. Well, don't worry, you can just read The Great Immortal and still get the same satisfaction as doing it in real life. And you know what? At the end of reading the whole thing, you might even be able to achieve the legendary achievement of being the legendary bitch slapping expert. Yeah, at this point, can we even argue anymore that The Great Immortal is definitely the manhwa with the best top tier plot, top tier character, and probably the only manhwa with the best slapping fetish ever that is actually not a hentai. So yeah, I will end the video there. Have fun reading The Great Immortal and see you.